I'm in me mum's car, brum brum, get out me car. What's going on, you guys? My name's Kirby Downey and welcome to another awesome video where I'll be showing you how you can use SolidWorks and 3D printing to create some really cool glasses. Okay, they're not that cool. You're not going to see them at Paris Fashion Week. Or could you? So, these glasses were created to fit my face specifically. Now, in order to do that, I needed to 3D scan my head. So a little while back, I went to a trade show where Canon had a booth where they did some scanning. I got them to scan my head through the technique of photogrammetry, which is taking a series of pictures and then that's all stitched together to make a 3D model of my head. I then imported that into SolidWorks and then I made these glasses around my face so they fit my face. So what are the advantages of using 3D scan data to create your models in SolidWorks? Well, the first thing straight out the bat is bespoke products, things that fit you and only you. The human body is completely unique to everybody else's. They may look similar, but there are a bunch of traits that don't fit on every single person. So while that may fit my face perfectly, someone else with a slightly wider head, it won't fit very nicely. Most glasses that are designed these days is one size fits all, and you need to go to bespoke people to get them made to custom fit on your face. So in this video, it's not going to be about the glasses, it's going to be more about 3D scanning. First one I'm going to go through is photogrammetry, which is the 3D scanning that I got. And that is basically where a series of photos are taken around you. Those photos are converted into point clouds using shadows and light. And that data is then converted into a 3D model. A very messy 3D model, which you can import into SolidWorks as a graphics mesh. So let's get into how I made these glasses. And then I'll get into the other 3D scanning techniques available. So we open up SolidWorks, and to import the mesh, you have to go File, Open, and you've got to select the mesh body option and then go Options and say Import as a graphic body. This creates a 3D graphic within your SolidWorks environment that you can then rotate and design around and create planes. So I had no real idea of these glasses. I wasn't going to go for super high fashion. Just a general shape around my eyes of some glasses shape thing. Nothing too complicated for this example. Once I had the glasses, I checked how it looked on the mannequin, head, me, thing, me. Last thing I had to do was scale it up to my size and double check everything would fit. So the 3D scan you saw in this model was photogrammetry. A series of photos are taken and that's stitched together to make a 3D model. It's a very basic and very rudimentary type of 3D scanning. The kind of 3D scanning that you can do with the mobile phone in your pocket. Anybody can do it, and there's quite a few apps out there that allow you to do it. But then you get other ones that use lasers and lights. And the way that these work is that they project a bunch of lasers or a bunch of light patterns on the model, and then it measures the deformity of those light patterns. That's most common in all the handheld type of 3D scanners. Because they're using lasers and lights and they're measuring things, they are slightly more accurate and that creates a much better looking model. And the other type is contact 3D scanning. This is where you have a little probe that just touches on a bunch of points to get the exact point in space they are, and then it uses either the laser or the lights to then scan the model and make a very accurate part. But when you do bring these models into SolidWorks, they just surface meshes. They aren't really usable. So most of the time what you need to do is actually just rebuild the geometry around it, but using that as your stencil to create it. So most people that don't understand 3D printing will think that if you've got a 3D printer, if you've got a 3D scanner and a 3D printer, it's kind of like having a copy machine and a printer, where you just copy that piece of paper and a perfect replica is printed on the other side. That is not the case. 3D scanning is still a very, very niche technology, and still a technology that isn't 100% perfect. There is a lot of post-processing needed to make that model perfect and to make it a printable file. This is why the 3D scan on my head, I didn't bother cleaning it up and making it look good, because it's just a graphic for me. All I use that for is to model around. So why 3D scan things? Well, if you want to reverse engineer a complex part, or you want to get a model of someone's face, arm, to create bespoke products, 3D scanning is a very good option. And these can be done very, very cheap, or you can go with more expensive equipment like Faros equipment, and depending on what you need to recreate. 3D printing has advanced a lot in the past few years, but 3D scanning is the only part of it that's lagging behind, but it is slowly catching up. And maybe one day you'll stand in a booth and make a perfect copy of yourself and print it out in a full-size printer, and then you've cloned yourself. Ooh, science. Some say that pregnancy was the original 3D printer. Yeah!